All right, strap in for your deep dive today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going right into the AI world,
Right.
specifically China's sudden rise as a major player.
Right.
We're talking DeepSeek, this
Mhm.
lab that's really causing a stir.
Everyone's talking about it.
You sent over some articles, and I gotta say,
Yeah.
the stuff that they're pulling off is making people rethink the whole AI game.
Yeah, it's really shaking things up.
Yeah.
DeepSeek's approach is challenging.
Really?
A lot of assumptions about what it takes to succeed in AI development,
Okay.
particularly when it comes to resources and time.
So break this down for our listeners.
Okay.
What is DeepSeek doing that's got everyone so riled up?
Well, their model, DeepSeek V3,
Okay.
is turning heads because it's outperforming some major players on benchmark tests.
Okay.
We're talking beating out Meta's LLaMA
Wow.
and even OpenAI's GPT-4o in certain areas.
That's a bold statement right out of the gate. I have a feeling that's not even the craziest part of the story.
You're right. The real shocker is how they managed to achieve this. DeepSeek built their model for a fraction of the cost
Okay.
and time compared to these big names.
Okay.
Think $5.6 million
Okay.
and just 2 months of development.
2 months. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Some companies take longer to choose a company logo.
Right.
So how did they pull this off?
Right, yeah.
What's their secret sauce?
A big part of it is their choice of hardware,
Okay.
while everyone else is scrambling.
Okay.
For the most powerful, cutting-edge GPUs,
Okay.
DeepSeek opted for NVIDIA's H800s.
Okay.
They're less powerful,
Okay.
but DeepSeek turned that into an advantage.
So they're basically proving that you don't need to throw money at the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They focused on optimizing their processes,
Okay.
squeezing every bit of performance out of those H800s.
Wow.
It's a real testament to their ingenuity and resourcefulness.
So is this a sign that the AI industry needs to rethink its approach?
It's a question worth asking. DeepSeek's success suggests that there might be more efficient paths to achieving breakthroughs in AI.
This talk about DeepSeek's efficiency and ingenuity is great,
Yeah.
but there's still a bit of a mystery surrounding them.
Right.
Who are the people behind this groundbreaking lab?
Well, we know DeepSeek emerged from a Chinese hedge fund called Highflyer Quant.
Okay.
They've got the financial backing, that's for sure.
Okay, so money isn't an issue.
Right.
But what about the brains behind the operation?
Yeah.
Who is leading the charge at DeepSeek?
Information about their founder, Liang Wenfeng, is pretty scarce.
Really?
Their website is minimalist.
Okay.
More focused on their mission to unravel the mystery of artificial general intelligence than on boasting about their team or accomplishments.
It's almost like they're intentionally keeping a low profile.
It certainly adds to the intrigue.
Yeah.
But one thing is for sure.
Okay.
DeepSeek isn't an isolated phenomenon. It's part of a larger trend of Chinese AI labs making waves, often with limited resources.
Oh, you mean like 01.AI?
Exactly.
The company that reached unicorn status in a mere 8 months?
Yeah.
Or Alibaba slashing costs on their large language models? It seems like China is coming in hot and shaking up the established order.
Exactly.
So this directly challenges the idea that China was lagging behind the U.S. in the AI race. Wait, wasn't that a common belief until recently?
Yes, it was.
Like even top tech figures were saying that China was years behind.
Yeah, people like Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google, initially pushed that view.
Okay.
But even he's admitted that China has caught up rapidly.
Wow.
Even pointing to DeepSeek as a prime example.
So this is a serious shift in the landscape.
It is.
What does this mean for the future of AI?
Well, their decision to open source their model is a major development.
Okay.
Imagine developers around the world building on DeepSeek's work without needing massive amounts of capital to create their own models from scratch.
That's a potential game changer.
It is.
It levels the playing field.
Yes.
And could lead to a burst of innovation.
Certainly possible.
Yeah.
And this move has some interesting implications.
Okay.
Especially when you consider the potential for Chinese-developed AI to become a global standard.
Okay, now things are getting really interesting.
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential shift in the balance of power within the AI industry.
Yeah.
But before we dive into that, there's another big question we need to tackle.
Okay.
What about the potential downsides to this open source approach?
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
Open source has its advantages, but it also comes with risks.
Okay.
When you're talking about powerful AI models being available to anyone, the question of control becomes paramount.
You're right, because with great power comes great responsibility, or so they say.
Exactly. And with open source licenses being subject to change, the question of who ultimately controls these models and for what purpose becomes even more critical.
So it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
We have this incredible opportunity to democratize access to powerful AI, but we also need to be mindful of the potential for misuse.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the bigger picture. The AI competition between the U.S. and China, DeepSeek's rise, is a clear signal that this race is far from over.
Right.
In fact, it might just be heating up.
It's like a technological arms race.
It is.
With each side vying for dominance in this critical field.
And things get even more complicated when you factor in the U.S. government's attempts to restrict China's access to advanced chips. Ironically, these restrictions intended to slow China down might actually be fueling their innovation.
It's like the old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. Sometimes limitations can spark creative solutions.
That's what we're seeing here. DeepSeek and other Chinese AI labs are proving they can achieve remarkable results even with limited resources. And this raises some important questions. What are the long-term implications of this AI race? Will it lead to a more collaborative open source world or a more fractured one?
A world with competing AI ecosystems. Each shaped by different values and priorities. It's a fascinating and potentially concerning scenario to consider.
Indeed.
So where does this leave a company like OpenAI, who for a long time was seen as the leader in the field? Are they feeling the pressure from DeepSeek's emergence?
That's a good question.
And the growing popularity of open source models?
They've been at the forefront for so long. But their closed source model and high costs might be harder to justify as more affordable and accessible options gain traction.
So what's their game plan? How are they responding to this new wave of competition?
It seems OpenAI is doubling down on their strength, reasoning capabilities. Their latest model, O1, is still considered the most advanced in that domain.
Interesting.
But the question is, for how long?
Because you mentioned that DeepSeek might also be turning their attention to reasoning. So is this the next battleground in the AI arms race?
It's shaping up that way.
The quest for superior reasoning capability.
Yes, the ability for AI to reason like a human, to solve complex problems and make judgments. That's the holy grail for many in the field.
And if DeepSeek can replicate or even surpass OpenAI's capabilities in reasoning while maintaining their cost-effective approach, it could be a huge turning point.
It could.
We're talking a potential shift in the balance of power in the AI landscape.
The stakes are incredibly high. And this brings us back to OpenAI for a moment, because they've been facing some internal challenges that could impact their position in all of this.
You're talking about the brain drain they've been experiencing, right?
Yes.
I read about several key researchers and engineers leaving OpenAI recently.
And some of these departures seem linked to a shift within OpenAI towards more commercially driven, closed source approach.
So there's internal tension. On one hand, their original mission of democratizing AI, and on the other, the pressure to prioritize profits and maintain control.
And this is all happening against the backdrop of DeepSeek's open source success and China's rapidly advancing AI capabilities.
So could this talent exodus weaken OpenAI's competitive edge?
That's certainly a possibility.
Could it make their closed source model and high costs even harder to justify?
They're facing pressure from both outside competition and internal dissent.
It'll be interesting to see how they navigate this turbulent period. Feels like a defining moment for them.
Yes.
The choices they make now could have huge implications for the entire AI industry.
Absolutely. Speaking of implications, we should touch on the potential impact of all this on the global landscape. It's not just about technological advancement. It's about geopolitical influence and the balance of power on the world stage.
Right. It's about who sets the standards,
Exactly.
who controls the narrative, and ultimately who shapes the future of this transformative technology.
Precisely.
Because remember, the U.S. government's efforts to restrict China's access to advanced chips, those restrictions might have inadvertently pushed China to innovate and find more efficient solutions. And as a result, they're catching up quickly, challenging U.S. dominance in AI. And potentially reshaping the global tech order.
It's a complex and evolving situation with significant implications for international relations, economic competitiveness, and even national security.
It's a lot to wrap our heads around.
It is.
But it's crucial that we stay informed and engage in these conversations.
Absolutely.
The future of AI isn't preordained.
Right.
It's being shaped right now. And we all have a role to play in deciding what that future looks like.
I couldn't agree more.
Now let's shift gears and think about the practical side of all this. What does the rise of DeepSeek and the open source movement mean for businesses and individuals who want to leverage AI for their own purposes?
It's an exciting time to be exploring AI, that's for sure. With open source models like DeepSeek becoming more accessible, the barriers to entry are lower than ever before.
It's like a whole new world of possibilities has opened up.
Indeed, we're already seeing innovative applications popping up across various industries, from healthcare and finance to marketing and entertainment.
And as these open source models continue to evolve, we can expect even more creative and impactful uses to emerge.
Absolutely. This is where the true power of AI lies. In its ability to empower individuals and organizations to solve complex problems, become more efficient, and create new opportunities.
It's about democratizing access to this powerful technology.
Precisely.
And enabling people from all walks of life to benefit from its potential.
And this is where I believe DeepSeek's open source approach could be truly transformative. It's about making AI more accessible, more affordable, and ultimately more beneficial to society as a whole.
Now, it's important to remember that this is still early days in the AI revolution. We're just beginning to explore what's possible.
And with the pace of innovation accelerating, it's hard to predict exactly what the future holds.
It's going to be an exciting ride.
It is.
Exciting for sure. But it also makes you wonder, what does all this mean for the average person? Someone who's not a developer or a tech expert, but who is curious about how AI will affect their life.
That's a question a lot of people are asking. And rightfully so.
Right.
AI is becoming more and more prevalent in our lives.
Yeah.
From our smartphones to our social media feeds.
Right.
It's evolving so rapidly, it can be hard to keep up.
It can feel overwhelming.
It can.
Almost like it's moving faster than we can comprehend.
That's why it's so important to have conversations like this one.
Right.
We need to demystify AI. Separate fact from fiction.
Okay.
And empower people to understand how this technology will shape their lives.
It's about moving beyond the hype.
Exactly.
And the fear-mongering. And engaging in thoughtful, informed discussions about the real-world implications of AI.
One of the most fascinating aspects of this AI revolution is its potential to change the way we learn and access information.
Think about it. We're already seeing AI-powered tools that can personalize education, provide instant answers to complex questions, and even generate creative content.
And with the advancements in natural language processing and machine learning, these tools are becoming increasingly sophisticated and user-friendly.
It's like having a personal tutor.
Exactly.
Or a research assistant available at our fingertips 24/7.
And this has the potential to revolutionize education. Making knowledge more accessible. And empowering people to learn at their own pace. In their own way.
It's about breaking down those traditional barriers to education.
Absolutely.
And creating a more equitable and engaging learning environment for everyone.
And this leads us to the impact of AI on the future of work.
A topic that generates a lot of buzz.
It does.
Both positive and negative.
Right.
Will AI create new jobs or lead to mass unemployment?
Those are valid concerns.
Will it empower workers or make them obsolete?
And while AI certainly has the potential to automate certain tasks,
Right.
and possibly displace some jobs, history has shown that technological advancements tend to create more jobs than they eliminate in the long run.
It's about adaptation and evolution.
It is.
We need to be prepared for a future where human skills and AI capabilities complement each other, leading to new opportunities and increased productivity.
The key is to focus on those uniquely human skills.
Yeah.
Critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, emotional intelligence, the skills that will be in high demand in a future where AI is a key player.
So it's about being proactive.
It is.
And recognizing that the future of work isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we actively shape.
Well said.
Now we can't forget about the potential impact of AI on our personal lives.
We're already interacting with it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Whether we realize it or not.
It's in our smartphones.
It is.
Our social media feeds. Our online shopping experiences.
Yes.
Even our cars.
And as AI becomes more advanced, it's only going to become more integrated into our daily routines.
Which raises questions about privacy.
It does.
Security, and the potential for AI to influence our thoughts, behaviors, and decisions without us even realizing it.
Indeed, it's crucial that we develop a critical awareness of how AI is being used in our lives and make conscious choices about the level of interaction we're comfortable with.
It's about taking ownership of our data.
Exactly.
Understanding the algorithms that shape our online experiences. And being mindful of the potential for AI to be used to manipulate our emotions and preferences.
And this requires a combination of individual awareness and robust regulations to ensure that AI is used ethically and responsibly.
It's about finding that balance.
It is.
Between innovation and protection. Between embracing the benefits of AI while safeguarding our privacy and autonomy.
Well said. Now let's remember that AI is still a relatively young technology. It has enormous potential for good, but it also carries significant risks.
It's like a powerful tool.
It is.
That can be used for both constructive and destructive purposes.
Exactly. And that's why it's crucial to have these conversations. To engage in thoughtful debate and to work together to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humanity.
It's about ensuring that AI is used to empower, not enslave, to connect, not divide, and to advance, not hinder human progress.
Well said.
It feels like we're at a crossroads with AI. It has this immense potential. But we need to be careful about how we steer its development and use.
I agree.
So where do we go from here? What can we do as individuals to make a difference in this seemingly massive and complex field? It can feel daunting, like trying to steer a giant ship with a tiny rudder.
I understand that feeling. But remember, even small actions can contribute to a larger wave of change. For starters, educating ourselves about AI is key. The more we understand its potential and its limitations, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this evolving landscape.
It's like learning the rules of the game before you start playing.
Exactly. And beyond personal education, we can support organizations and initiatives that are promoting responsible AI development. There are groups out there advocating for transparency, accountability, and fairness in AI. Pushing for its ethical use.
We're not powerless. We can use our voices and choices to support companies and projects that align with our values.
Absolutely. And perhaps most importantly, we can keep these conversations going. We need to talk about AI, debate its implications, and work together to find solutions that benefit everyone.
It's about fostering a culture of open dialogue and critical thinking around this transformative technology. And not shying away from the tough questions.
Well said. Remember, the future of AI isn't predetermined. It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the actions we take, and the conversations we have.
So let's choose wisely. Ask the right questions and work towards a future where AI is a force for good in the world.
That's a great note to end on. The AI landscape is constantly evolving. But by staying informed, engaging in thoughtful discussions, and making conscious choices, we can all play a part in shaping its trajectory.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of China's AI revolution.
Right.
And its global implications. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From DeepSeek's surprising rise to the broader trends shaping the future of AI.
It's been a pleasure exploring these complex issues with you.
Likewise.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Right.
Keep learning, keep questioning, and stay engaged as we navigate the uncharted waters of the AI age.
Until next time, keep diving deep and stay curious.